All right, so this is page 8. We're going to look at questions number 25 and 26. Now the question says in 25, use your protractor and draw the angle bisector of angle A in exercise 22 and the angle bisector of D in exercise 24. Use markings to show that the two halves are congruent. All right, so we're going to go back to this other question here. We're going to bisect an angle. Now, we talked about that before. How do you bisect an angle? Well, we're going to cut it in half. So the first angle we're going to cut is 44. Now, to figure out what is half of 44 is we're going to have to divide that by 2. All right, so if you take 44 and you divide it by 2, that's got to equal 22. So we're going to take this angle right here. We're going to use our protractor. Remember, upside down T on the vertex. Okay, and then 0 on the ray. So we got to find out where 22 is. So here's 10, here's 20. So between 20 and 30, here's 25. Now down here is about where 20 is. So this is 20, 21, 22. So here's your mark right here. So we're going to cut it in half. So from the vertex to this point here, sorry for the shaking there. Now, if we're cutting it in half, these two angles here are going to be the same. I'm going to put 2 marks right here. You can put 3, you can put 1, but these two angles are both going to be 22 degrees. So 22 on top, 22 on bottom, 44 would be total. Okay, so let's try it one more time. We're going to bisect angle D here. Okay, so there's our angle. Upside down T, that's going to go on the vertex. Here's 0, that's going to go there. And, okay, so we're going to look for half. So we got to find half of 135. Now, if I take 135 and I got to divide it by 2, okay, 2 goes into 13 6 times. And then 2 goes into 15, 4, so 64.5. So really close to 65 degrees is what I'm looking for. Okay, so upside down T on my vertex. And we're going to put that on D here. So I got to look for 64. So like 20, 40, 60, 65 is right here. So if we're shooting for 64, that's going to be right next to it. And so we're going to cut that in half. We're bisecting the angle. This half here and this half here are both going to be the same. I'll use 3 tick marks this time, because this part right here would be about 64.5. This down here would be 64.5. Okay, so that's bisecting an angle. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at number 26. So we're going to copy the angle, triangle CAN at the right. Use your protractor to find the angle bisector of A. Label a point where you can cross CN at point Y. Use your ruler to find the midpoint of CN and label it D. Are Y or D and Y the same point? Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find the angle bisector of A. All right, so what we're going to do here. Okay, we're just going to extend the line. Okay, and start at 0. So if I'm looking at this, okay, start at 0, 20, 40, 60, and 80. So 80, okay, would be my measurement here. I'm going to divide it by 2, which is 40. So I'm going to find out where 40 is, which is about halfway. And So I'm bisecting A. So this angle right here and this one right here. So this is 1 and this is 1. So this is 40 and this is 40. Okay, so we figured out what that is. Now the next thing we do is it crosses CN, and we're going to call that point Y. Okay, and then use your ruler to find the midpoint of CN. Okay, and if I measure how long it is in centimeters, looks like it's about 5 centimeters, so 2.5. About right here. So it's pretty close. So what happened is, and label it D, so notice that D and Y are going to be both the same. All right. Thank you. Thanks for watching.